Welcome to another Super Deluxe Edition unboxing video. Today we're going to take a look at the Teardrop Explodes, their new box set Culture Bunker 1978 to 1982. So this is available in CD and vinyl formats. What I'm holding in my hands is the 6 CD edition, and this is full of rarities and unreleased material, as well as singles, B-sides, that kind of thing. There's across the 6 discs, which are nicely broken up with sort of chapter titles, are 57 previously unreleased recordings out of what I think is 95 tracks in total. So a wealth of material. Yeah, the chapter headings are good. Christ versus Warhol, that was a B-side, I think. From Drug Puritan to Acid King has to be my favourite, which represents the period where Julian Cope started getting into drugs. Club Zoo, that's the live performances from the Pyramid Club in Liverpool. Death Rattle is sort of the end part of the journey. But anyway, we're going to take a look. I like this because it's in the sort of 10-inch square packaging, which has become quite regular at Universal anyway. They've done some good box sets in this packaging. So John Lennon comes to mind, Elton John, etc. So yeah, Teardrop Explodes had a very short career really, a couple of albums. The CD box set is comprised of a book and this kind of 6-panel wallet, which or folio, which contains the 6 discs within. So the good news is all the discs are sleeved, so if you want to, you can take these out and put them on the shelf. I mean, there isn't, I don't think there's spines on these sleeves, but the discs are protected in the sleeves, which is quite positive, I think. I really like the artwork here for this particular box set. I've read some comments where people were saying they weren't that keen on it, but I actually really like it. I think the design elements really interesting, and maybe not necessarily what you might expect, but it gives it, quite a classy sort of appearance. Sort of got a kind of modernist kind of vibe going on with the typeface and everything else. Yeah, so to go through the discs here then, so this is the first disc. It's so ethereal, and 16 tracks. This is obviously the early period. That's what the disc looks like. Christ versus Warhol. 12 tracks. Doesn't really tell you much on the discs about what the tracks are, but the book gives you all that information. From Drug Puritan to Acid King. 24 tracks here. There's some of the tracks are asterisks to say that they've been accessed from old cassette tapes in Julian Cope's archive, so you have to be aware of that and realise they're not going to be like studio quality recordings, because that's one of the things about this box set. Mick Houghton, who did the press for Teardrop Explodes back in the day, he's written the notes in the book, but he's also had access to the unprecedented access, as they say, to Julian Cope's archives. So he's helped put this box set together. Club Zeus, this was a kind of the period around the time of the second album where they were doing kind of 2 sets thrice weekly at the Pyramid Club in Liverpool, and it became known as Club Zeus. That's what that's all about. These are live recordings. And the final disc in this 6 CD set is called Death Rattle. There you go. So a real treasure trove of music across the 6 CDs. But the real highlight, I mean the music's obviously the most important thing, but the thing that makes this box set so great is the book that comes with it. Hardcover book. But it's not so much the packaging, it's just how good the notes are. So this book's fantastic. Loads of great pictures of artifacts and old memorabilia, etc. But Mick Houghton, I mean, he was there back in the day, as I said earlier. He did the press for the band, so you know, he tells the story in, you know, wonderful detail. I think it's 12,000 words, this essay. He just talks you through it, you know, what was going on, the ups and downs, the sackings, the highs and the lows. So, you know, this is a kind of must read, really, if you're listening to the music, understanding the journey of Teardrop Explodes. So, really fantastic job. It's slightly different in the vinyl box set, as we'll see in a minute. So yeah, loads of content in here. I mean, it just goes on and on. At the end here, it actually gives you all the detail you need about those tracks. If you think on the CDs, or what's that, I don't know what it is, it goes into detail. So lots of singles. At the beginning discs are actually singles and B-sides, and then it gets into sort of demos, live material, etc. So absolutely brilliant. It's quite straightforward. Those two slot into there. And that's your 6 CD box set. But let's take a look at the vinyl version, which is actually 7 discs, 7 LPs. So here we go then. Culture Bunker, the vinyl version. This is actually quite straightforward as well. There is no book in this version, but that doesn't mean you don't get the notes, as I'll show you in a minute. But it's 7 vinyl records. There's slightly less content, but not by much. So you get 82 tracks instead of 95, 43 of which are previously unreleased. So it's fairly much the same journey. You just get one extra album here called Band on the Wall. Obviously it's the same sort of material taking you through the same eras. I mean, one advantage, if you do like enjoying this artwork, one obvious advantage is you get everything large format on the vinyl version. And as you'll see, it's the inner sleeves where you get the story told. I'm looking at it the wrong way around because this is the end. So here we go. So this is the first LP. But yeah, it's the inner sleeves that tell you the story. So granted, it's not really as good as a book, but you're not missing out here. So everything's written on the inner sleeves. These are black vinyl records. That's the first album. It's So Ethereal. Christ versus Warhol. Again, same kind of thing. Notes continue on the inner sleeve. Band on the Wall. From Drug Puritan to Acid King. I'm not going to get all the records out, but yeah, cassettes look good there. You can see them a bit closer up. Out of the Culture Bunker. Culture Bunker was obviously the name of one of their songs. Falling Down Around Me. And so much material to get through. I mean, arguably the CD format is slightly more convenient way to digest all this content, but obviously if you like vinyl, you buy vinyl, you collect vinyl, you're probably going to want the vinyl version. So this is the last album, Death Rattle. There is one little bonus if you're the vinyl buyer. This comes with a poster. It's a fairly modest little poster, but it's a poster nonetheless. This is sort of standard vinyl box, slipcase, everything goes in there. So the records slot back in there. 7 vinyl records. Now, one thing to point out with both these box sets is they're only available via D2C channels, direct to consumer, that means. So what that means is it's kind of universal channels only, like the Sound of Vinyl, for instance, are selling these. There might be some other ones, but they're not available through the usual channels, which is independent record shops, Amazon, HMV, etc. So that's one thing to bear in mind. There are some links which I'll put on the video now, which you can connect to, or you can just read all the details on SDE, and there's the usual track listing details and pre-order links. So I hope you've enjoyed this look at the Teardrop Explodes Culture Bunker 1978 to 1982. It came out last week and it's available as a 6 CD box set or a 7 LP vinyl edition. If If you've enjoyed this video, why not subscribe to the Super Deluxe Edition YouTube channel for more great physical music unboxed. Thanks for watching. See you again next time.